Alright guys, this is NiclasBlocko. Welcome back to yet another Minecraft video of mine, and today we are gonna be focusing on a villager trading cell, and this is episode 2 of Villager Academy. So now I'm gonna show you how it works, and then we are gonna crack straight on with the tutorial. Okay, so this is the villager trading cell, and now we can just say that our villager breeder is hooked up to this water source here. Villagers are coming in. Let's assume that. Then a villager is going to swim along a water stream. He's going to swim up, deactivate the water there, and then he's going to be in our cell. Now we can check his trade, and then if we don't like him, eject him. The water is going to be there again. But if we have a villager in there, which we really like and we don't want to lose, we can just place in another villager. For instance, he's not gonna go in that slot where already a villager is, but he's going to go in the next slot or in the slot which is next to it, because it is not 100% fail proof, but it is like really pretty efficient. And then he's gonna swim up here and all of our cells are going to be filled. And if we don't like this trade, for instance, we just hit this button, he's gonna get ejected and the water's back there again. And you can also extend that to wherever you want. And of course you can also make villagers just go in here, and if there's no free spot anymore, they can just go into a lava pool or wherever you want them to be. So let's get to building this. Alright, so let's get started. This villager trading cell is not directional. That means you can build it in whatever direction you want. You can bring up your F3, you can build it in north, east, south and west, doesn't really matter. But for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna be building it just like this. So you want to go 2 blocks up in the air from wherever your ground level is going to be, and then you can knock out these 2 blocks, so it's going to shape a little U just like this, 2 blocks off of the ground. Okay, good. So then we're going to extend this canal a little bit more, 7 blocks to be exact. So 1, this one counts in there already, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're just gonna fill this in. I also use this trading cell on the nation, and it's been serving me quite well. It breaks at some point, but that happens really rarely, and if it does, it's not really a big deal, as it is really easy to control and to change it and whatever you want. So for this tutorial, we're just gonna be building 3 holding cells for 3 individual villagers. The rest is just gonna go through, and then they're just gonna end up wherever you want them to be. So now we're gonna place 3 dispensers also in whatever direction you want, either on this side or on this side, just like this. But your front of the machine is always gonna be on the side where the dispenser isn't. So my front is going to be right here, so we're going to be looking at it just like this. Alright, so now 2 more dispensers on here, and then blocks here to fill these gaps in a little bit better. And these dispensers are going to control the water which is coming out of them, and then going to suck up villagers. Now we want to have signs here, here and here, so that is going to prevent the water from flowing down, and this is the canal where the villagers are going to swim along. Alright, so now that we've got all that done, let's go to step number 2. So for the second step, you want to go 2 blocks out of the lower edge of your villager trading cell, just like this. So you should have something that looks something like this, so 2 blocks down and then another layer of blocks here, and then we're gonna fill this in just like so no villagers can escape, and just get it up to the top of your trading cell so it matches with this height, just like that. And then once we're done with that, we want to create a ring which goes around just like that, so it holds in the villagers. So it looks something like this. Then the villagers are gonna travel along here, and of course we need safety borders here and here so they do not go out. What we want to do next is place other signs here and also here and here. You can also place them on the side there or there, doesn't really matter, but just for symmetry reasons I just do it like that because it looks better in my opinion. And then your villagers, once they are selected or swarm up here, they are just gonna stay down here, and those are gonna be your holding cells. So you could just do it like this or something, but we're gonna get to that in another moment. But now let's continue building this cell a little bit more, and then we can get into building with redstone. Alright, step number 3 is also pretty easy. Just extend this wall a little bit more just so your villagers cannot escape, just like that, and then place other blocks in front. Also can be the same color or the same type of block. I'm just doing this in green stained clay because then it's more obvious. Then we want to add in some trip hooks here, here and here on this green block right on top of the sign there. And then other trip hooks here, here, and on this block here. Then we can add in a little bit of water down there, and you should see that it does not flow down if you place all these signs correctly. Just like that. Then get your string ready, and then just place it on the trip hooks just like that. Best thing is to look at the block next to it, and or on the tripwire hook itself. It would also work like this, but easiest thing would just be to place it on the block there. Okay, but now when the dispenser is going to shoot out water, it's just gonna flow over and knock out our tripwire, and we don't want that to happen. So we place a little bit more signs here on this side and on this side. Okay, so now we can start by filling in water in all of these dispensers just like that, and like that, and like that. Alright, that's it. So now you should have something that looks like this. Alright, so this step is going to be a little bit more complicated. It's gonna involve redstone, but it should also be fairly doable. Okay, so what you want to do now is just go back down into your canal, pretend you're a villager and just walk along here, and then you want to grab your redstone torches and place one at every block where there is a sign on it, just like that. If you would have more cells, you would just extend however long your cell trading bay whatever is. So just place the block with the sign on it and then a torch on the side of it, just like this. Okay, so what follows now is we're just gonna break these blocks and then change them to whatever color we like so we can see what is going on. So now you want to place torches on every block which is getting powered. So this torch powers the block on top, which is this one, and then the torch turns off. So just like this. If you would have more, as I said, just continue that pattern, but for now we're just gonna do 3 of them. And then we want to go ahead, place a block on top of that torch, on top of every of these torches, just like this, and then torches here, here, and here. So you should have something that looks somewhat like this, and this torch has to be over the canal. Okay, so then another block on each of these torches so they do not interfere, and then we make a little staircase. Make sure to knock out this block here, otherwise your villagers won't be able to go up, because if you would have that there, they would just swim and try to get up, but they cannot. And yeah, as you can see, this is 1 block tall, so knock out that block and then they should be able to getting through. So let's continue. Once you got all of these stairs in place above of these dispensers, just like this, you can also place it on the side of the torch, so you do not even have to place any block here to help you out. So then you should have something like this with the stair going to the dispenser, And now what we want to do is we want to add in a redstone dust on every of these blocks of the stairs. So as you can see, this torch powers this block, which then powers this redstone. And now place torches on every of these backs, and then you should see that the dispensers are getting powered. So what this part does is it detects if a villager is already in the cell. So let's just pretend we were a villager, and then we would jump up, we would trigger the tripwire, and then the water would be gone. So now no other villager, which would be swimming along here, would be able to get into the cell. And that is basically the entire principle this machine is working on for whatever. So they just go through the tripwire, and then they are going to trigger the water. So now that we are basically done with the main part of this contraption, we can go on and build the actual holding cells for the villagers. Those are gonna be right down here at these green dots, and then we're just gonna extend this by 2 blocks, just like this. Go down and also go down by 1 here, and your ground level is not gonna be here, but it's gonna be right here. So they are gonna stand on a block which is here. Alright, good. So now let's knock these out again, because we need to work on the part behind there. So just like this and like this. And if the trade of the villager is not good, or you don't want to trade with him, you want to eject him, and that only works if you can reset the water up there to get a new one, and you of course have to get him somewhere unknown, or into your death chamber, or in lava, or I'm gonna show you a little bit of a trick which I use just to kill them pretty easily without having to fear that something burns up or anything like that, and it also works fairly quickly. Alright, so what we now want to do is we are going to grab a sticky piston and place it 1 block behind the back block like this. So just like this, 1 block behind, and then with another block in front. So what this is going to do, imagine your villager would be standing right here, and this piston would be extended. He would stand here, and then once you retract that piston, he's gonna fall to his death, or we're just gonna do it like this, and then he's just gonna be standing in here, he's gonna fall down, and then he's going to suffocate. Alright, good. So now let's go back out and do these holes here as well, so they can just suffocate, and you don't have to dig any big holes or anything like that. Just do it like that, and then you should be good. So now to the redstone part of things, we can add in 4 pieces of redstone here, just along the piston, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, beginning from here, going to the back of the piston, just like that. Okay, so now your ground level can be built up. Let's do a quick one out of wood real quick. So just like that, you can probably imagine how it would look, and then you would be able to build this by your own fairly easily. Okay, so now we can add in a few more blocks here if you would like to, and then your buttons to eject the villager would be right on here. So this button would eject the villager in here, this one would eject this one here, and this one would obviously eject this one. Okay, so then you could add in 1 more just for decoration as I did it, or you can also extend it a little bit more as I said now, and then you should be fairly good to go. So let's go to the back of this contraption. Then we want to add in blocks wherever this redstone is coming in. So just like that, with a torch on each and every block itself. So just like that, and then it's going to power the piston individually, so we can control the cells all by their own. So now it's the block is pushed out, and then once we hit this button, we are gonna see that this piston retracts, and then the villager falls down and gets killed by the suffocation damage. Okay, so now the only thing that is still needed to be done are these dispensers need to be reset, because when the villager goes through there, he makes the water be sucked up. But then when he's dead, we want a new villager to come in, so we need water here again. We're just going to do this by going down here and placing a little bit more of redstone. Let me grab some here. 1, 2, and go to the back of your machine and then build up blocks here, here, and here. So just like this, next to the dispenser. Alright, so now redstone coming into these blocks with torches on every one of these, then block, block, and block, torch, 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 and block, 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 and torch, 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 just like that. And then you should be noticing that these torches are off by default. Only if the button triggers, the water will be reset. Okay, so this is the entire setup. It's completely done now. Only thing left to do is to add in water here. So imagine this would be your breeder entrance, just like this. They would get in here into the water canal. You connect it to here, and then they would be swimming along pretty nicely. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks. That is perfect for the water to come in so it doesn't flow out, and then we should be good to test it. Okay, so now all of these cells are on default mode, and one thing that we still need to do is to add in a slab or a block or a stair, whatever we desire in front. So boop, 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 just like that, so the villager cannot escape. And I would also recommend, if you're building this outside in a unfriendly environment, in a hostile environment, add in slabs there so zombie babies cannot attack them, but you can still trade with them. But it doesn't really look good, so better build that inside where it is zombie proof, and then you should be good. And if you want to place a wooden door, that is also no problem. Just place it like this, and then it's zombie proof if you have it like this, and your wall is gonna be right here, because zombies are gonna see this door as a open door, and then they are not gonna try to wreck it. Or you could also build it like this and then just place a normal wooden door, and then they won't be able to wreck it. At least not if there's a block here. Now they would, but if you place it like this, they are not able to wreck it. Okay, that should be fairly simple to do. And now let's give it a test. Enough of that jabbering. Spawn a villager in here, just like that, and then you will see he swims up there, goes down, deactivates the water, and now he's in there. We can check his trades. If we don't like it, we can just hit this button, eject him, and then you can hear him dying in here. Perfect. And then the water up here is reset again. So let's try that with 2 different villagers. This one did manage to fail, did manage to get through, but normally it does not happen. As you can see, this villager will go right through here, and then they are both gonna end up in here. I don't like these trades, just eject them, and the water goes on individually. Okay, so that is pretty much all that's to this machine. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate if you left a like and a subscription if you want to stay and see more of these episodes and other videos of mine. And then if you have any more questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I will do my best to answer questions and that sort of stuff. And one thing that is really important to note, if you want to continue this setup, and as you can see, the water doesn't really reach anything, it just stays there, and the sign is just there to not make it wash out. Just place a sign here and 1 sign here, and that is going to do the trick which we are going for. So let's grab another water bucket. We're just placing another block here, and then the villagers are just gonna travel along just like so, and then when every of these spots is full, they're just gonna go along here. Okay, so that's it. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.